Hello, everyone. This is Moses from Wilona's Cave, and this is the second episode of the podcast of Wilona's Cave, solo RPG and other things, solo RPG related or RPG related. So, in this episode, I talked about Dragonbane supplement coming up, which I only have 2 more art pieces to do, and it should be up hopefully this week. I hope. I kind of want to go through it one more time, the whole document. It's 99 pages now, I believe. That's including the cover and all that. And then go through it and then release it. And if there's issues or anything, let me put my phone on vibrate. If there's issues or anything, just let me know. I mean, obviously, you all know if you purchase my products, I update my products. So we'll just go to version 1.1 and keep going with that and perfect it. Nothing's ever perfect except Mary Poppins. That's what I always say. So, and I also talked about, that was Dragonbane, and I also talked about Mystic Warriors. So, I worked on the rules summary more on Mystic Warriors, and if you heard that, it was my dice I'm moving around by accident. I'm trying to keep the audio as clean as possible, but I also don't want to edit too much. Let's see. So, I'm going to keep working on the rule summary. I'm cleaning it up a lot. It's looking really, really good. This will be sometime in the future be available to paid Patreon members. Then I'll get some feedback from that, and then release it to the free tier Patreon, and then I'll get some. Hopefully, I'll get a lot more feedback from that, and then we'll go from there. I want to talk about a few things in this episode, but like the other one, make the episode quick, and I'll probably put something in the background, some type of video game that I like playing, or regardless, it could be Cyberpunk, it could be Skyrim, it could be Mass Effect. I don't know, something in the background here and there. It'll be different scenes. Keep some eye candy so you guys can stick around longer. I want to talk about something right now that's going to be in Mystic Warriors, and I don't think it's ever been done in any RPG, but it's okay if it hasn't. If it is, great. I'm humbled by that. But it's the topic of a premise to this is I'm an avid gardener. I also have another channel, a pretty large channel, YouTube channel I started almost 10 years ago with gardening. So I'm a big avid gardener. I've been all my life since I was 3 years old. But it's the topic of that I want to include in Mystic Warriors of florography. It's basically the communication. It's Victorian, the Victorian language of flowers. So people used to wear flowers or plants or fruit or berries or something, and it would communicate secretly to someone else in a distance or close or nearby without saying anything verbally. So they used to call it, and there's a game, a card game, which I love. I have the card game now. If I remember, I'll take some pictures and show them online what they look like, or provide links. But there's a game I love, and it's a real thing. It's called Tussie Mussie, and Tussie Mussie was basically a holder. It was either made of there's different alloys it was made of. Sometimes there were beautiful cones of tin or silver, not primarily silver too often because it would tarnish, but things like that. It was just gorgeous, the craftsmanship that went into this little, I guess you could say, not a vase, but just a holder to put your flowers in. So let's say somebody, I'm just giving a vague example. Let's say a man asked a woman to go out on a date, courtship or something like that, let's say back then. And instead of the young lady responding verbally, they would end up at a party together somewhere, like let's say 50, 100 people at the party, and the young lady would wear this Tussie Mussie. Tussie was the flower part. I didn't finish it, I'm sorry. Tussie's the flower part and all that arrangement. Mussie is moss. I was going to say muss. Is moss. Wet moss at the bottom of that holder. So it would provide moisture for the flowers so they wouldn't wilt for a short period of time. And the combination of flowers or whatever flora material would communicate an answer back. So let's say, like, let me open up, I have a book on it, one book at least. Honeysuckle. Honeysuckle is devotion or affection. So if you pair it with, and then it gives an origin about it, if you pair it with an orchid, it shows gratitude for a gift you treasure, or a cornflower, if it's a honeysuckle and a cornflower, to show your true devotion to a loved one. So that would communicate something. So the young lady would communicate, if she was interested in this courting, she would pair certain flowers or plants or leaves or berries or whatever it may be, and communicate an answer back to the suitor or the gentleman. It could be not a good answer, it could be a good answer, and then they would communicate. Isn't that, I mean, I'm going to pause right there. Isn't that really cool, everybody? Back then, a secret way of talking that, you know, if somebody just didn't notice, wouldn't get it, but the person waiting for an answer is looking for that flower combination. Isn't that really cool? So I'm thinking about using this in Mystic Warriors somehow. Somehow you could talk to each other, like you go into a tavern, or you go to a ball, or you go to wherever, or you just walk around, and you can communicate to your party members. I mean, not for courtship. I mean, I guess so. Who knows? But you know, like, you know, if you want to do an ambush, and you don't want to whistle and stuff like that, you don't want to make verbal cues, you could have colors or flora material pinned on your lapel, or on your shoulder, or on your hat, that communicates to your party members what to do, or what you're going to do. I just think that's really cool. Or something else, like you want to communicate, you want to ask a question to somebody from a distance, an NPC, and they could see the answer on your lapel, you know, or they could see your question on your lapel. Typically, it's not a question, though. I'll probably have to work with that. It's really answers, but regardless. So that's the cool thing I'm going to do with that one. That's going to be in Mystic Warriors, or I'm going to try my best to do that. Let's see. So I play tested more on Mystic Warriors, and let me interject now. Oof, before I forget, I'm already 7 minutes in. I should have said in the beginning. Let me know if you're still listening. Put in yeah, you'll have to look up how to spell. Put Tussy Mussy in the comment section below if you're still hanging in there. It's about almost 8 minutes now into the podcast. I should have started with this at the beginning, though. All my products right now, as of yesterday or the day before, all of my products, which is 5 of them, 6 will be soon, the new one coming out, Dragon Maid Supplement. All of my products are up to 50% off right now. They're like 49% off. Because I didn't want to round down. It just looked odd. I wanted to always end at a 9 on the cents. So all my products are 50% off, up to 50% off right now on drive-thru. So I'll leave some links in the description and comment section below. But yeah, if you want them now, this is for the Black Friday thing. They're all 50% off, so they're already pretty. I priced them extremely fairly, but now they're 50% of that. So better. That's the key to business, in my opinion, or what I've done in my life, is better price, better product, better service. You do those 3 things in any line of business, service, or product, you're going to win. Better price, better product, better service. We'll talk about that more later, I suppose. So Mystic Warriors, we'll just go with that. While I'm flipping through the page on my rule summary, I'll let you know that the second episode of Season 2, Episode 2, the second season of the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay has been played through. I played it. I'm extremely surprised at the things that have happened with with my dice rolls. What has happened? The new randomized things that happened. I'm playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition and interjecting some 2nd Edition in there for Magic and Combat. But I switched over from Dungeon World. I'm going to switch over back and forth maybe, but I'm primarily going to do... I need to playtest my system, so it's going to be using Mystic Warriors. So it's going to be Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay and Mystic Warriors together. like I did for the first episode. I'll leave a link. I'll show up a video link in the screen right now so you can watch that episode. Season 2, episode 1. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take me to edit and all that kind of stuff. I did the audio, I did the dice rolls, everything like that. The editing to make it look all nice, some drawings, some generated images, everything. That all music, sound effects, transitions, all that takes a lot of time. The first episode of season 2 took 105 hours. 105 hours from beginning to end. But I'm okay with it because it promotes my products. I mean, I don't want to sound egotistical, but that's my drive and my passion. It's like, hey, the more I work, the more people see how cool my products can be used. So it's going to have all my products, supplements, and Mystic Warriors, GME, and all that, plus Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. Okay, so with my Mystic Warriors, what I've been working on, I'll show some stuff on the screen too. I've been working on my magic system, and I categorized it now, and I really like how it is, and I worked on the examples a little bit more. So I really like. I'll tell you why I am doing the creative system. I'm at 11 and a half minutes now. The creative magic system is what I'm calling it primarily. It's going to change. Each magic tag. I love tags. That's inspiration from Dungeon World. I love tags. Armor tags, weapon tags. Now I'm making magic tags. So each tag costs 1 magic point. You'll see it on the screen. Okay? Why I'm doing this, okay? I'm not going to be open one moment. Get a sip of tea. I'm not going to. I don't know the right word. I'm not going to lie to you. Let's just say it that way. I wanted to use a better word. Partial inspiration came from a system that I love, that I have a lot of the books of. Ars Magica, okay? Of the magic system that they have. I think they're one of the best magic systems out there, in my opinion. But it's not. I love it, but it's not. In my opinion, it's weird to say this. It's not. Because it's such a good magic system. To me, it's not versatile enough, or it's not player friendly enough. I think when I used to play it, or when I had my son play it with me, you would say, well, there's only so many options that they give you in that system. You have to understand. You have to open your mind and really go, oh wow, you could really do anything you want. You could have a purple cow in the sky. I remember seeing in one YouTube video about it. You can do whatever you want, but it takes work. I wanted to make it less work, more player friendly, so you can see it on the screen where it's listed of specific things. And why I did this primarily, why I did this. This is from the year, almost a year. It's almost a year, or maybe it is a year, I don't know. Of me working on my Dragonbane supplement number 1. That's going to be out pretty soon. I created about 90 spells, 20 of which were magic tricks. Something like that. Don't quote me on how many spells I did. I don't even want to think about it no more. I thought I would love making... The spells are great. I would love feedback, of course, and I'll change it if it's valid. Constructive criticism. I'll take it. It's better than hearing nothing and people just don't like it. I'd rather hear something. So when I was creating spells, I thought I would love making spells. I love making spells. Some of you listening right now, if not all, have made your own spells and talked to your GM or played solo with them. It's just fun to do. Not if you're making 100 of them. Okay? It was fun. The first 5 were fun. Then after that, I'm like, what do I do now? So I started making random tables to roll on, to think of things, because I ran out of ideas quick. And I started getting, not panicked, but like tired of like playtesting them. I'm like, oh no, what if I do this? And Dragonbane is a little difficult because there's monsters, and monsters don't have attributes. So a lot of spells cue an NPC to do a like will check. And you're like, well, a monster doesn't have a will check, so you have to put does not affect monsters, or if you forget to do it, hopefully the player will understand that, or the GM will understand you can't do it, or there's a lot going on with Dragonbane spell casting. So That and all of the playbook that I created for Echoes of the Hidden, my ancient Middle Eastern RPG that I'm still working on. I'll link up a video of that right now. You can download the brochure style pamphlet of the game. That had moves. It's powered by the Apocalypse, a modified version of it. That had moves, and I made a lot of moves for the player handbook that I created, a lot, and that took forever. It's so much work. So that's why the reason why I'm saying all this, leading to my magic system of Mystic Warriors. With the magic system, I don't have to create any spells now. You listeners are going to create your spells. The GMs are going to create the spell if they want, on the spot or prior to playing. Now, I'm of course going to give examples of how to create the spells. I have a few of them, but I'm going to make like 20 of them that are varied, that, they have a combination of descriptors so people understand that you can damage somebody, teleport them, and banish something all at once. It's fine to do it because it costs magic points. Each tag costs a magic point, and if you miss the magic casting, if you roll a miss, it could either happen to you, so you want to not do so powerful of magic, or maybe I'll have some type of clothes you could wear or a locket that could take like 3 hits on it, some expensive crystal, where if you do a mishap, the crystal gets a crack in it, and after 3 cracks, it shatters. And after that, you have to find that expensive crystal again that's very rare to find, so you don't get that mishap to happen to you. Something like that. I'm going to do I'm really thinking far out there. But yeah, so the magic system is going to be all about that kind of stuff. Going to be in your hands. And I'm going to do as many descriptors, as many essences, nouns, and actions. Now, actions, I think 5 are just good enough. I tried and play tested. I want to try to be concise as possible and comprehensive, and 5 actions is good enough. Conjure, discern, alter, dispel, command. From there, you have to choose those. From there, you would want to do firebolt. I think I did this before, but you want to do firebolt and teleport someone at the same time. So you do action, conjure. 2 is the essence. You would do elemental forces, fire, and then descriptor, damage. You want to hurt them. So each damage, I have it in the rule summary exactly what they do. Descriptors. Each damage is 2 hit points, 2 damage against whoever, and then teleport. So your basically your spell is, I'm gonna hit a fireball and then teleport them in another zone. So I don't like ranges like 5 meter, 10 meter. I like close, near, far. And I might do another rim. Close, near, far, and maybe out of reach. Ooh, that's interesting. I should write that down. No, nobody's really out of reach. You just have to walk there. I don't know. I'll think of something. Maybe instead of a 3-ring combat zone, I'll make a 4-ring. That's interesting. I wonder if someone's done that. Not so I can say I did it first, so I can learn from it and take inspiration from somebody else, which I have no problem doing. But hopefully I'll remember to always give credit where credit is due. I'm at 19 minutes. I think we're good right there. So, hope you enjoyed this podcast. Happy gaming, everybody. Bye.